Koodo Mobile provides no personal customer service. They do not respond to phone calls. They cut you off and they direct you to a computer online chat, which doesn't work very well either. So I say they have no customer support, no personal support. I mean, you cannot talk to a real person. Koodo Mobile was not my choice of company. I originally with PC Financial, that's President's Choice Financial, big food chain, which have a thing. I was with them. Anyway, Koodo bought them out. I was just transferred over to Koodo. Anyway, just last year, I registered with Koodo with two phones. Okay, so I have one for my wife, one for myself. Anyway, I started trying to call them, and over a period of 3-4 months, not once could I ever get through to a live person. They would refer me always to go online and chat online. Well, that didn't work either because it's so complicated, and if you don't ask the right question, you don't get a right reply. And they keep referring you back to the list of questions, and I say, none of those questions fit what I want to ask. You don't get any call. I mean, when you do call them, you get, they want to know, are you a customer? Yes. Do you want English or French? Say English, and then what is your account number? And I give them my account number, and they say, oh, we couldn't find your account number. All right, and they move you to another section. You press, go to different sort of ones. And the one where you sort of go to a representative or somebody who answers the phone, it goes on and says, due to COVID-19, we are unable to provide you with any support this time. And then you get goodbye, and then a woman's voice, and then a male voice will say, au revoir. And that's all you can do. They went on and on and on. We can't resolve the problem. Strangely, I got a call last week from TELUS. Have you heard of TELUS? TELUS is the parent company that owns Koodo. Anyway, a person there by the name of Anita called me and understands you have some problems. Now, where she got the complaint from, I don't know. Was it from you people? So anyway, I got a call from Anita, and I asked for a name. I even asked for a phone number, and she gave me a phone number. That's very unusual. And I explained the problem to her that there is no service with Koodo. Service is non-existent. They do not want ever to talk to you personally. And she says, well, I will find out something about that. She says, I'll get somebody to call you from Koodo. So called about an hour and a half, 2 hours later, guy by the name of Don with a French accent. He was in Montreal. I explained the situation. I explained the billing problem and how my bills had gone up and with no reason given, etc. And he looked into it. We spent, you won't believe this, we spent an hour and a half on the phone trying to resolve the problem and then trying to do it on the computer. And finally, he resolved it. I ended up with a credit of $110 in my account. Anyway, so he said, as a result of this, he says, what I've done is we've gone through the computer on their what they say, their email page, and we went through a whole process, which was very complicated. I was surprised. And finally said, schedule a callback. And so we scheduled a callback. Anyway, he rang off, and I thanked him for his hard work. And the callback came, and about an hour later, and the voice said, this is your callback answering. Please wait, we will connect you. And then the phone rang. Brr, 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 brr. goes on, and nobody answered the phone. And that was similar to an experience that I'd had 3 months before, trying when I had scheduled a call back online. How I managed to do it, I don't know. And so again, you get this burr, and you sit there for 3 or 4 minutes and no one answers the phone. So this company, I don't know what's wrong with them, but somehow I've managed to stimulate them enough that the parent company called me. And the guy that called me, Don, from Montreal, he tried to resolve the situation. He did. So yesterday, I called Koodo Mobility again, just to see what the response was on the phone. Anyway, the chat has changed. Now they offered to send me a text. Well, I don't do texting. So we went on then to a couple of other prompts, and finally hoping to talk to a live representative. And they said, due to COVID-19, we are unable to find a representative to support your call at this time. Bye. So again, they've changed the dialogue and offered to text me, but still nobody will talk to you. It's unreal. I mean, I went online and I noticed there were hundreds of complaints against Koodo, all for the same thing: no customer service. Now, I don't understand why you're involved, because you're an American company. I've looked you up, and you sort of support big business and point out to them where they're going wrong. Am I correct? So I've never, ever since since I've been retired, I'm an 85-year-old person now. I've never met a company that doesn't want to talk to you. They just don't want. And they're using COVID-19 as an excuse. And I pointed out to this guy, Don, and he agreed with me, that my son-in-law, and my other daughter, they both, due to COVID-19, work online. Why can't their people answer the phone online? I mean, it's ridiculous. Anyway, not very happy with TELUS, with this Koodo Mobility. And as I say, the parent company is TELUS, who is right across Canada. Koodo, I don't know if it's all across Canada. It's certainly in Quebec and Ontario. Company that won't answer the phone. Does all sorts of weird things to try and get you to do it on the computer, which of course saves them money. They don't have to pay anybody. But I don't know where to go from here. Anyway, my actual particular problem with billing, after 2 months of phone calls, I actually got resolved. So somehow this complaint got through to the parent company, TELUS, and they put me in touch with the person that, but even he wouldn't give me a phone number or a surname, which is not unusual. I was surprised that the TELUS person, the Benita, actually gave me a phone number, and he said, if he doesn't resolve the problem, give me a call back, which is amazing. But still, when you call Koodo, you can't get a live person. Well, my billing problem is resolved, yes. But when I called yesterday to just see how efficient they were, once again, you can't get through. So that problem hasn't really resolved. But it's only taken me a couple of months to resolve the problem with billing. They were charging me for data time, which I don't use data because I don't do emails for myself. We have 2 cell phones, one for me and one for my wife, which we use basically when we're away in the car, etc., as an emergency device. There's no point in paying for anything more. Anyway, so I would not recommend Koodo Mobility. I said to him, I said, well, I'm considering going to another company. And that's when he managed to resolve the problem. By the way, he was extremely courteous, etc. But he admitted that the company has problems. He doesn't understand why they don't do something to resolve it. What they need, Koodo Mobility, is they need some public airing of complaints. Now, I noticed online that there are many, many complaints against them, all because of their lack of customer service. So how do you pressure the company to provide more customer service? I don't have any problem with the phone or anything like that. I have a problem with it not paying attention to the customer's problems, thinking they can do it via a computer, which is so complicated, is ridiculous. And those same complaints were the ones I noticed online. So somehow you have to be able to bring the company's attention to the fact that they've got a lot of unhappy people, and some people are simply saying, well, piss on you, we're going to go somewhere else. I mean, we already pay the highest cell phone rates in the bloody world in Canada. It's much cheaper in the United States. It's much cheaper in Europe. It doesn't matter where you go. We pay ridiculously high rates because there's only 3 or 4 companies involved. There's not enough competition. But it's Bell, Mobility, Telus. They're the 2 big ones. Maybe Rogers. But apart from that, and they have an agreement between themselves to keep the prices high. So as a consumer, you're stuck with those few companies. As I say, when you think there are lots of other companies, then you find out they're all owned by 3.